Welcome back to the Algae Corner with me, Dr. West Bishop. We have another fun little quiz for you today entitled Algae or Not. So this is pretty simple. This is essentially a 50-50 choice. I'm going to show you a growth form, something growing in a water resource, and all I want you to do is tell me whether you think it's a type of algae or something else, something different, not a type of algae. So it should be pretty simple. Thanks for tuning in, and here we go. We're going to get started. All right. Here's a picture of the first one. You see it growing across the water resource. Here's another close-up of what that looks like with a white background, a little closer view of it. So what do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's a type of algae or not? Let's go ahead and lock in those answers. Drum roll. For those of you who answered not, you are correct. This is indeed a macrophyte, a plant. It's actually a bryophyte called aquatic moss. So this is pretty common throughout the United States, grows in a lot of different water resources, but it is not an algae. It does have vessel elements and roots, and a lot of those things of a true plant or a true macrophyte. So again, those of you who said not, good job. Well done. All right, next up, let's take a look at this one. Here's a picture of it growing in a pond. Here's a closer up picture of it with a white background here. You sort of see whorls of branchlets coming off. All right, let's lock in your answers. Do you think this is a type of algae or not? And this can be a tricky one. Here we go. Again, for those of you who said not, you are correct. This is indeed another plant, a macrophyte. This is called Coontail or Ceratophyllum. Again, a common weed that grows in water resources, but it is not an algae. Now, it doesn't have true roots. It does have leaves and stems, dissected small leaves and stems, but it is a plant. It does have those vessel elements again. So this is Coontail, commonly confused with Chara or the macroalgae, but indeed this is another plant. So good job if you got that one right. All right, next up, take a look here. You see this sort of red or green coloration. It can cover a water resource. Here's a closer up look at this little growth form. What do you think this one is? Algae or not? All right, let's lock those in. Again, I know you weren't expecting 3 in a row, but again, this is not an algae. This is indeed a plant. This is actually a small fern called Azolla. So this can cover a water resource. It can be green or red, but indeed a type of plant. Again, not a true algae. Now, I know some of your experts out there are going to say, well, wait a second. There is algae in it, and it does have a mutualistic relationship with a cyanobacterium called Anabaena Azolla. So there can be cyanobacteria associated with this, growing with it, providing some nutrition, but indeed this plant, what we're looking for was Azolla or water fern or mosquito fern or some common names for it. All right, next up, take a look at these images here. A little bit slimy, sort of gooey clumps, dark green, bluish green growing across the water surface. What do you guys think? Thoughts? All right, let's lock in those answers, algae or not. And indeed, it is a type of algae. So I think most of you saw it coming, but yes, this is a type of algae. More specifically, this is nostoc. So let me zoom in here for you, show you what it looks like under the microscope. A bunch of beaded chain cells. It's a nitrogen fixer, a toxin producer. They're all wound up on itself, but this is a cyanobacterium, potentially toxic cyanobacterium called nostoc. So good job if you got that one right. All right, next up, I'm going to show you this picture of it covering a water resource. It looks green. Let me zoom in for you and show it to you on a close-up view. A bunch of tiny little beaded cells. Any guesses on what this one is? Well, indeed, this is a plant. Again, this is the world's smallest flowering plant called Watermeal. So it's not an algae, it is a plant. So good job if you got that one right. This is a free-floating, rootless plant, very common. You often see it associated with duckweed too. It can come in on waterfowl, but really just cover a water resource. So this is, again, a plant, not an algae. So good job if you got watermeal or a plant. All right, next up, let me show you some pictures here. Here's some big green clumps and tufts growing through the water column. Any guesses? Let me zoom in and show you what it looks like. Real fibrous, sort of hairy looking. All right, indeed, this is an algae. So this is a type of algae. It's actually a green algae or chlorophyte called Cladophora. It's real cottony feeling. You can squeeze it out, looks like a sponge. Often this bright or dull green in color, but this was an algae called Cladophora. So thank you for tuning in to this quiz called Algae or Not. If you got them all right, you're well on your way to becoming an algae expert. Now remember that CPRO Corporation has a solution for all aquatic weed or nuisance algae issues. So whether it's a type of algae or not, if you have something nasty and you're not sure what it is growing in your water resource, we can help. We have a solution. Please visit us at stewardsofwater.com to learn more.